Now, the big question a lot of you guys will be asking is, which do I prefer, like the Buckmaster or the Templeton? For chasing pigs, yeah, that's more than acceptable. Hey guys, and welcome to Ozzie Reviews. Today I'm checking out the Templeton T2000 button release 12 gauge shotgun. This one here is the marine version, so there's various different versions, or I guess models for the better term, that you can get. So we'll talk about that in just a moment. So to start with, let's just show you all clear there. And it does come obviously with a manual. I don't actually have the manual on me, I'm sorry, but I do have the chokes, and we've got 5 standard chokes, and you've got the other 4 there, and also the choke tool. So I'll give you a run by of the shotgun, and you can get various different versions of this shotgun. So what I mean by that is you can get like the marine, which I've got here, or you can just get the straight black synthetic. You can get camo. There's also the wooden stock version, and there's also a tack version, but you can also get 20 or 28 inch barrels as well. So it just depends on, which way you want to go there. So let's start off and talk about the barrel. So this is the 20 inch version that I've got here. It's chambered for 3 inch shells. So, if you want to get the Magnum shells and punish yourself a little bit more, you can certainly do so. We've just got the standard front sight. On the bottom of the mag tube here, we've got an integral Picatinny rail, which I find excellent because, you can mount that, decent torch on it. So, if we're going through the scrub of a night after pigs and everything, just perfect. So coming back to the action here, the mag tube does hold 5, okay, so 1 up the spout there for 6 in total. So it gives you a good amount of, shots there to control feral pest numbers. With the shotgun, how it basically works is when you fire, the bolt will come back and it will lock. And you've got a button release on the back which will drop the bolt, and then you can fire again. So what does that allow? That just allows fast follow-up shots, not as quick as a semi-auto because you still have to manually operate it, but it still allows a decent fast follow-up shot. The safety on it, pretty straightforward. Nothing too special there. The trigger, just a single stage trigger as far as shotgun triggers go. Trigger pull about 4.5 pounds from my testing, which, is pretty good. It's nice and crisp, and I didn't have a problem with it, just dry firing it out of the box. The bolt handle or charging handle on this reminds me of the Benelli M4, however, it's not exactly the same. I probably would like a little bit of an oversized bolt handle on it, to be quite honest, especially if you're out and you're wearing gloves in the cold, doing some shooting in the winter time. The loading gate on this, and just in general, it feels pretty smooth. I have to admit, although obviously the real testing will be done when we get out on the farm, but it just actually feels decent. Okay, some of the cheaper Turkish shotguns, you really struggle to feel that quality, but this is pretty good. Only thing I can see with it is there are some marks on it, just from, I'm assuming, a Cerakote finish. Look, I don't know if it's 100% Cerakote because they don't have the information on their web page, but yeah, I'm assuming it is. So look, it's going to give you some protection there, but naturally it will mark up the more that you use the shotgun out in the field. Okay, what else can I tell you about it, guys? Left-handed versions are available. So, great if you're left-handed, you can get a shotgun specifically for yourself in various different, models like I spoke about. The rear of the stock here, we've got the rubber kick pad there. We've got a nice textured grip. It just comes up to the shoulder quite nicely. I have to, you know, be honest there. It does actually feel quite decent quality, this shotgun. So on top we've got a Picatinny rail, and it's the Aimpoint Micro H1. Why I like a red dot on a shotgun is simply because of my use. My use is chasing pigs around the farm. So, you know, I don't want a long 28-inch barrel. You know, I just don't want a bead front sight. I prefer something with quick, fast acquisition, and a red dot does that, because usually I'm using like flight control buckshot from Federal Premium, or I'm actually using the true ball rifled slugs. So, you know, a red dot for me is perfect. So that's why there's a red dot on top of this particular shotgun. So guys, price wise, you're looking at about $1,399 at the time of doing this review. The overall weight of it too, I should add, with the red dot on top, is about 3.4 kilos or 7.5 pounds. So look, not too bad. It's balanced quite nicely, but the real test is how does it shoot? How does it pattern? Let's get some rounds downrange, so to speak, and get out on the farm now and put it to the test. Okay guys, so I've got the Ely 36 gram 4-shot in the shotgun. We've got 5 in the tube, 1 up the spout, ready to go. So I've not shot it before, so I just want to get a feel for the action and just see how we go. And that's it, we're clear. So yeah, fairly quick, fast follow-up shots. I do find, yeah, there's a bit of manipulation obviously with, you know, having to put your thumb on that release, but yeah, something I can certainly get used to. Okay, so now I've got 7.5 shot target load in it. So what I want to do is just test. This is the thing with these sort of shotguns, you know, when you need that little bit more oomph to get the bolt back, a lot of those target loads don't function correctly. So I just want to see how we go here. So yeah, hopefully it'll work. Let's see. Look at that, no problem, 7.5. So that's a great start. I'm really happy with that, because obviously the versatility there. Let's put some other shells through it. Okay guys, so I've got the true ball rifled slug from Federal Premium. Okay, this is a 12 gauge solid. So we're just using the open choke here, and I've got a target up there at 50. I'm just going to put 3 shots through just to see, you know, I know we're just using a red dot, but just to see roughly what we can get group size, so that obviously we can deem whether it's suitable enough for coming across pigs, you know, at that distance, which I'm pretty confident we will be able to, but let's just see how we go. Okay, so looking at the target here at 50, I mean, just the red dot, we've got about a 4-inch group, you know, palm of your hand. So for chasing pigs, yeah, that's more than acceptable with a 12 gauge solid. So loading is very, very smooth with this shotgun. So basically just drop the action there, and then I find the carrier and just the loading in general is ridiculously smooth. I've had no issues with obviously any jamming whatsoever. So yeah, I really rate just how smooth this is just to operate and load. Okay guys, I'm going to wrap up my final thoughts on the Templeton T2000 shotgun. Am I impressed? Short answer, yes, very much so. I've had nil issues with it. You know, there's been well over 100 shells put through it and there's not been one failure of any kind. You know, the trigger is nice on it as far as shotguns go. The loading, nice and smooth, nil issues there. If you guys remember when I had the Buckmaster for review, I had a problem with that fifth shell being loaded. It was a real problem. However, to their credit, I believe they fixed that now, but the one I had, certainly that's how it performed at the time. So nil issues with that, with the Templeton. Like, just so smooth, so nice to use. Up to the shoulder, in general, it actually feels really nice quality. Now, the big question a lot of you guys will be asking is, which do I prefer, like the Buckmaster or the Templeton? It's a hard one because personally, I don't like having the push button here. Like when I'm shooting, I find it a bit cumbersome, you know, because I've got fairly large hands. So, you know, I've got to move my trigger finger back and just, yeah, it's good. You can get used to it, but I much prefer it at the front there on the forend. So when you're up, you can shoot so much more smoother, if that makes sense. So that's just my personal take on it, guys. You guys may feel different about it, but yeah, I just wish they had the button release further up on the forend there. I just find that a lot smoother for shooting. But overall, guys, I really rate this. I'm very, very happy with it. It patterns well, it shoots solids very accurately, or accurate enough, I should say. And overall, just a pleasure to use. I mean, it's priced right. Have I got any complaints about it? Other than I wish the button release was more on the forend, personally for me. That's about it. I honestly can't fault it. It's just worked perfectly. So I'm happy to say that. All right, guys, we'll leave the review at that. Hope you enjoyed watching it. So until next time, we'll catch you then.